Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Today, welcome you all to the session on skill building at home. Home is the center of our existence, and it is the place where children, enjoy their childhood. They run, they eat, they dance, as well as they are so carefree that they imbibe everything that is going on around them. Maybe in what is happening in a home, in a school, all their surroundings. Now, whatever they learn and imbibe, a lot of it develops into a skills later in life. Does it? Does it not? How does it happen? Let's talk to the experts about this. Now, I have two experts with me today. It is Rajni Julka. Rajni Julka is an educationist, a pedagogist, advisor, STEAM curriculum, keynote speaker, human thoughts redesign coach at the rate Your Soul Soup. She's a member at Leaders Excellence Club and Harvard Square and is actively involved in many humanitarian activities. And secondly, I have Bhavna Puri. She is an educator, a teacher, a trainer. She has over 15 years of experience in working with various renowned schools and has specially worked with children in nursery and prep classes. So now I'm going to start questioning them about how the skill development happens. Now, in the initial years of 0 to 5 years, it is said that maximum development of the child happens. Is it true? What should be kept in mind by the caregiver that the maximum learning and development happens? Bhavna, let's hear your opinion on this.
Okay, so see, I have been in the roles of two people. Like I am a mother of 18-year-old girl, and I have been into the education field since last 15 years. So what I feel is like, yes, if we give some terms to the skills of the children, like cognitive skills or motor skills or emotional skills, these skills, like to a layman or to a homemaker, like you seem to be named to all these concepts, but yes, you are an expert while dealing with your child in in imparting these skills. So yes, these skills are 100% imparted in the children in the beginning years only. Like for example, I would say it's a heavy term like motor skills, like or cognitive skills. Like it just starts with feeding your children. Fine. When your child is a small baby, usually it happens is like as a mother or as a father also, I must say, in the ongoing society scenario. So uh, we people avoid uh, uh, giving opportunity to us young little ones to eat and to do their work independently. What I have felt in my experience is like, if you allow your children to do small little parts like eating themselves, like laying a mat for them and they should eat themselves, it really develop their motor skills. And then secondly, that feeling of independence and confidence is infused at a very early stage of the child. So these things are very small, but it really imparts all these things. Yeah,
very, very, very true. Even I have felt that the children should be given independence because it's called trial and error. गिरेंगे सीखेंगे ऐसे ही सीखेंगे. What do you say, Rajni?
I agree with Bhavna, of course, but see, generally when we talk about motor skill and cognitive skills, society as a whole, parent as a whole, when we're talking about, okay, today is Navratri, first of all, wishing everyone a very happy Navratri. And we are talking about the role of a mother, a woman powers, basically, how she becomes also a caregiver. There are other caregivers in the family, maybe a sister, maybe a masi, maybe a bua. So many women are here, but to understand, it's very important that we talk in a very, we cognitive skills are there, motor skills, as Bhavna said, is absolutely right. But first 5 years, as you mentioned, Mona, is very critical because 5 million nerves are being formed in a child's brain in the first 5 years. That is the reason that the first 5 years are very, very critical. And these motor nerves, these neurons form by themselves. The generation capacity is very high because of the kind of the genetic configuration a child carries, which generally every parent do not understand, because we look from the outward behavior, what is reflected or expressed in your outlook. But inside your cells or your DNA, this is very important to know, 5 million cells generation जरूरी है एक बच्चे के proper growth के लिए. If you push or pull a child for certain behavior or certain things, kahin na kahin parents or anyone, the caregiver, will be hindering the growth of the child. So I would say that first 5 years, the cognitive skills development, चाहे वो emotional development हो, behavioral development हो, आपका empathetic development हो, आपकी motor skills की जैसे भावना हमने बात की कि right hand ज्यादा use करेंगे कि left hand ज्यादा use करेंगे, आप चम्मच उठा के खाना सीख रहे हो या आप हाथ से सीख रहे हो, these are motor skills development. आप किस organs का ज्यादा usage कर रहे हो, Darwin's theory also say the more you know the survival for the fittest, so the usage, ये सब भी motor skills में आता है. आप अगर दौड़ना सिखा रहे हो बच्चे को, what is the pace, what is the capacity, तो अगर आप healthy food habits डाल रहे हो, अगर first 5 years में आप उसको अगर सब raw fruits दे रहे हो, सब्जी दे रहे हो, then what is happening is the child genes configuration adopts the environment, and later phase of the life, the child will be very much prone into likeness of fruits, likeness of boiled vegetables. So healthy habits, milk, how do you develop healthy habits? There is a sync between the science and basically understanding the motor development and the cognitive development. आपके mindset, how the people in the house is talking to other person in the house, how the interaction is going on, what is the pitch, what is the dialogue exchange happening, what is the voice modulation. The child will just observe and take, because the motor nerves, as I told, 5 million nerves are generating, and nerves are known as the messenger of the body. They passes messages from one cell neurons to another, and we have almost like 5.9 billion of genomes in our body. So you multiply, understand the number of nerves. So whatever nerves will sense from its environment, that kind of behavioral development happens in a child. And that is actually now develops your motor skill, and that develops your cognitive skill. So first 5 years, I would say first 8 years are very, very critical, because आप कितनी भी कोशिश कर ले, वो by default is made by the nature that ये nerves develop होंगे, और जो आपके environment में होगा उससे वो influence होगा, and that kind of expression a child will give on the later stage. So yes, first 5 years are critical, and these are the habits I would say develops in the first 5 years.
Very true. Even I agree. Bhavna, you as a school teacher, you must be observing a lot of school kids in, they must be, somebody, I this especially remember in my kids' school, there were, some children who used to use bad language. So the teacher always used to say, you go back home, somebody in your house must be doing that. सो ये जो हम स्कूल में देखते हैं, आप तुम भी देख रही होगी बहुत बिहेवियरल स्किल में, या जैसे बैड लैंग्वेज कोई बच्चा यूज करता है, तो ये हमेशा पॉइंट आउट पेरेंट्स को ही करता है कि वो आसपास के बच्चों से भी पता सीख जाता है
See, a child is a book, like he has to learn, fine, it is a capacity, it is the inbuilt capacity of a child that he has to learn. So obviously the parents, the atmosphere, the school atmosphere, everything has an impact on the children. So the best thing I would say is like, see, it is very easy to say that inculcate the habit of good eating habits, or inculcate good language habits, and whatever. So is it really so easy to inculcate these? The basic thing is like we cannot see, it's a human nature. If we instruct anybody do this or do that, our basic nature would be that we will be forced, like we will never want to do that thing if we are being instructed. It is just the same thing with the children. So how do the children learn? The thing is that the children learn by seeing. And as a mother or as parents, we have to become role models. And it is vice where it is very, very difficult to become role models. Role models means the children will obviously, they like, if we want to restrict them for doing something, fine. see, our experience have taught many things, that this is good, and that is not that, like, it's not very safe for you or something. So you have to become yourself the role models for your own children, and it's very difficult to walk on that road.
Absolutely. Becoming absolutely perfect is very, very difficult. If I say to my children, don't eat pasta and fast food, and I like to gorge on that, so they will not listen, basically.
Even as a teacher,
So everything comes down to, you know, what you are being, and you have to be a better version of yourself. That's what I believe it is. And Rajni, you said that we all are developed a lot of skill. What all is developed in the child in the early years, which forms a part of their skill set. Now, when we talk about, you know, a lot of things that you are saying, cognitive skills is developing, motor skills is developing. These all skills the child is imbibing when he is going to school, or he's in, at a home. Now, I'm sure these only things get and develop later on as skill set. What do you think? What all gets developed as a skill set later in the life?
See, Mona, if you see the population and the people around us, we get people who are of similar traits, we get people who are of different traits. Okay, as we grow, so we start categorizing of people. But if you look for back towards childhood of those, or see the early childhood age, all the kids are the same. The biggest thing is what we all as caregivers or caretakers do is we try to do extra care for a child. I would say parenting is not required in the early 3-4 years, 5 years. You are trying to push something to a child and trying to build a behavior. That is a wrong approach, because as I told you, that's the growth phase. The body is building up many things, generating up anything. No matter how much you nail it, or how much you treat it, or how much you train it, or you nurture it, it will only pick up the way it gets influenced from the environment. So it's very, very important to understand that the early stage, not much of parenting is required. Someone has asked me, Rajni, do you have something about parenting a 3-year-old child? So I told, do you think a child requires parenting at that age? That is the mistake we are doing. We are trying to feel कि ये बच्चा ना कुछ और ना सीख ले, तो हम इसको ये सिखा दें. But जो आप environment first 5 years में दोगे, because the highest influence of the child is about with the people at the home only. His exposure to the outworld is very less, except when he start going to school at 3.5 years or 4 years, and the peers. So now coming to what are the list of the behaviors, I would say first is the expression which a child learns, because a child will observe from the people around what they express. If you are always smiling, you will see the child of that house will always be smiling. If you see you're raising your pitch, as I told earlier also, you will also see that the child start also picking up the hygiene activities, you showing that how hygienic you are at home. There is a regular discipline of washing the hand before the meal, after the meal. Now, when you sit with him in the dining table and you eat the food, the kind of food he eat, he will first see everyone observe, and then he will pick up what he wants. So if you pick up the salad first, the child will also pick up the salad first. So you're not teaching him directly. You are building up an environment at the home which the child is absorbing. So these are some of the healthy habits. Then physical habits, how you sit. Some people do have a habit of, lying on the couch always. Some people do have a way of, sitting on the sofa and watching the TV together. Child will all develop this. So these are some of the ways of, when you're talking to someone, are you raising a finger, or you're just holding your hand and talking? Child will pick up. So these are, of course, these are the behavioral sides of emotions, empathy. While, if someone is sad, you hug and you give a kiss, the child will do the same. If you're shouting, the child will pick up the same. So there are a lot of things which a child develops at the early age, actually, Mona. How you dress up, how you carry, he becomes disciplined of, stacking up his clothes. Like my niece now, she's 6 years. But I remember that my sister was very particular about having her things in one corner of her room with a pouch, big pouch. So she was very clear at the age of 2 years that she has a lot of toys, she will play it. But after playing, it's her duty at the age of 2 years that she will pick up all and dump it into that bag she was given, a bigger bag, and she used to dump and zip it up and then leave. So this was just told once or twice, or she also saw her mother doing it. So there are many things. Now, if you make a habit of studying at a particular hour of the book, maybe parents or the caregivers are just reading the books, maybe a magazine, time of watching the TV, child will slowly pick up. So it's all about the environment we create actually builds up all these skills we are looking for in a child, which you don't have to teach them. It is just inculcating by creating the environment within the home. That's
Absolutely.
important.
Very well said. Now, Bhavna, let me have your opinion. Or what all skills do you think get developed, and how it has an effect on the future adult as they grow up?
See, the skill, whenever we grow up, the first thing, like the person has to be confident enough to face the society, yes, to establish one's own identity. And if we think that the confidence building, is it not too early for 0 to 5 years? But no, sorry, it's not. Like, you have to respect your child. First of all, learn to respect your child. Well, I remember I had, while I was teaching in some school, I had just seen a quote on one of the bulletin boards. It said it, that the way you treat your child is the way the world will treat your child. So that really impacted me a lot. And I really used to follow this thing on my child, as well as on the children of my class also. I really used to respect them. So because and once you start respecting them, love is something else. Once you start respecting them, the children start gaining confidence on themselves. They become decisive. Fine. They are able to make choices at a very early stage, and you have to respect their choices also. That is what I was saying, that you don't have to impart it, you have to become a role model. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So and for this thing, second thing is like to the adult, any adult whosoever is having influence on the children, that person, either that person can be a teacher or a caregiver, that person has to be very consistent in one's own behavior. Very consistent. It is not like if we are following some norms or something, and we have to maintain that habit ourselves. Right?
Absolutely. It can't be that one day you do it and the
Yes,
second day you don't.
yes. Today is a dining table time. We are going to have our dinner together, and the next day, okay, after 3 days, it gets boring. Okay, now we'll sit in front of the TV, and now we'll go on. Okay,
I
fine.
think it's
But
most
we
of
have
the
to break
time.
the monotony. We have to break the monotony.
Yeah,
We have to,
it's like 4 days. Of course, you do it in the dining table. Maybe 1 or 2 days you don't go there. It's
yeah,
like
you have to respect their choice also. Obviously,
they have
you have to
absolutely.
respect their choice also. But the child learns this way also to get disciplined. Like, it is not easy to get disciplined. Fine. And in the later stages, when you when you have inculcated this habit of being consistent, being decisive, being disciplined, you are able to see that your children, and whosoever they can be your class children or your own children, they start reaping the benefits. They really start reaping the benefits, and nobody else in this world can give these values to the children. Nobody else except your own home. That's it.
Okay. I think let's move ahead in the next question. The workplace of a primary caregiver of a child is a home. When children are young, they are completely dependent. The caregiver has all the power over them. It is said that the intent of the caregiver and the way they are cared is passed on to the child and helps in their development. Do you think that the caregiver, being a parent, would have a better development outcome than if the work is outsourced to a maid?
Yeah.
Come, Bhavna, tell me.
Yeah, see, that is what I was saying. See, these value systems, a maid will never take care to impart. She will obviously help the child in the chores, in the normal chores, the changing the clothes of the child, giving the meals to the child. But a mother or the family members, whosoever is taking care of the child, they imbibe that value system in them. Fine.
Yes, the
Which
value
maybe
system is of very importance, because when a maid is doing, her value system is very different from what a mother's value system is. And that is what I say, that the intent of the person who's giving the care, who's doing the caregiving is very, very important. Rajni, what do you say? The intent of the person who's doing the caregiving to a small child is very important or not?
So entire, answer reply in the word itself, intent, Mona. You give a birth to a child. You have an intent why you're bringing to him to a life. Intent itself says that it's your child. You want to see your child in the way which you look for. Now, if you are going to give the child in the hand of the maid, then entire intent is lost. So intent is important, and whether your intent and actions are same. If we talk in our general transformational coaching also, that intent and action, if doesn't match, there is no point of having such an intent. I have an intent to see my child well mannered behave. I have an intent of seeing my child, well mannered, humble, kind. But you are giving your child in the hand of the maid and raising them, and they come from a very different environmental influence. So, if the maximum day of the day a child is in the hands of a maid, from where she comes, the way she speaks, the kind of, maybe she is a disciplined lady, no doubt. The maids are. Maybe she is well mannered, but the kind of clothes she wears, how she carries herself, how she sits on the floor, the kind of language tone they have, which is very of their region, or maybe the behavior, because the basic, I would say, club it entire word into grooming, behavioral development and etiquettes are not in those segment of the people. They may be good from heart, they may be humble, but still, what you want to raise a child to, Alex, it will never happen. Yes, I would not use the word maid, which I somehow I'm very I get take it very off this. I call them a lady helper or a support system. So of course support is
Helpers.
required.
Yeah,
A maid,
support is a-
support, a lady helper being around the caregiver is required. Like the caregiver is talking to the child and feeding, and he's leaving his utensils. So the care helper is there. Now the child wants to go and go for a walk, maybe for 15-20 minutes, or in the balcony to get the fresh air. I understand the helper is required at that point of time. But when you talk about the major course where the behaviorals are developed, where your cognitive skills are developed, where the motor skills are developed, I don't find the. But I would say the lady helpers, if you start telling them to talk, give nice stories, traditional stories and cultural thoughts to the kids, they are very good at. But before putting anything on the fire, you need to test it. So how much you know your lady helper as a parent or the caregiver is very, very important, because what she's talking to the child, you don't know. There are a lot of cases happening. The caregivers are at home alone with the child. Parents are working at the home. Both are working. So a lot of after effects have been seen. We have seen in the news. So somehow, I think if your intent of bringing a child and raising a child to the best as a parent, you intend, I think the action should also match of the parent in raising the child in the early 5 to 8 years.
Yeah.
I would like to add something.
Yeah, please do.
See, I have been a teacher since last 15 years. Fine. So as the time progressed, like when I started my job, as the time progressed, it was really shocking. Like we really don't take care of, like we are not bothered about the statistics and all. But being a class teacher of 25 children, we used to observe with every passing year the problems of ADHD, the anger management, these all problems were so like that was increasing manyfold with the children. Like in the beginning of the career, like in about from about 25 children, there were one or two children who were having these kinds of problems. But like after a span of 7-8 years, we started observing that about 7 to 8 children in a class were having such problems. They were not able to focus. They were not. And when we went to the background, obviously there used to be a counselor in the schools also. So whenever we used to go to the history and the background of the children, we always came to know, most of the times we got to know that the caregiver is not at home. And see, obviously, there was a child who we like, it was very, it's an interesting case. Like that child in my class, he used to just nod his head like this. When he was not able to focus at all. So we were just not able to find out the problem. What is the problem? Why he keeps on nodding his head and all? Then we came to know like the mother is not there at home, father is also busy, and the child is busy, like the help is there at home. But obviously they will not take care that much. Emotional and support is not there. So that child was busy in playing games and all. So that habit of playing games had forced him to
All the
move
time.
his head, like he was not able to put his head at a fixed position also. So, and such cases, but there were so
That is
many
really
cases.
sad. Absolutely,
So-
really, really sad. In fact, this is a very difficult topic that I'm talking about, because there are 90% people now who are working mothers. Okay, now the time required to bring up a small child here, at least to 0 to 8 years, at least takes 12 hours if you're doing it yourself. If you do outsources, because I've timed out, I've written an article because I sat down to time it कि हाँ कितना टाइम लगता है करने में. Now we are talking to no mothers who have been, of course, I talk about this issue because a mother cannot take the credit of doing the work for her own child, because she is not doing it for money, because but then she was never supposed to do it for money. That is the saddest part, that nobody accepts that as work. So every mother is out doing work for somebody else, not for their.
I just want to, let the audience and everyone who is watching this to just think about this one thing. When an artist makes any canvas, he put his head, heart, soul, everything in designing the canvas to be best, because it's the artist's product. So similarly, a child is the product of the father and mother.
Absolutely. Rajni, absolutely, that's bull's eyes.
Child is the product of the father and mother both. So the kind of empathy, emotions, care, defense mechanism, anything which a parent can put for the child, no matter, no one can replace that.
Absolutely.
Everyone has to think through this.
Everybody has to think through this. And Bhavna, what you said was absolutely right. The number has increased, because that's what I read everywhere. The mental stress that we're talking about is become a very big reality everywhere. So I'm going to stop here, because I don't want this session to be very big. So we'll take the other things in next session, so that it's easier for people to watch and interact. If you're watching this session, please like and subscribe to the channel Rise of a Home, and I come up with different content and a different perspective. I would love to know your comments, as well as your what is your reaction. I would love to have your reaction. Thank you so much, Bhavna. Thank you, Rajni, for such an interesting discussion, and happy Navratri to all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you.